Good morning and happy Friday, guys. Welcome to Market Check, brought to you by, of course, because Bitcoin. A reminder, as always, I have to say at the start of every show, there is no second best daily YouTube live stream to talk about these markets. And what a day to do it. Like I said, it is Friday. We are coming into the end of our shortened week, but still an entertaining week nonetheless. We had NVIDIA earnings this week. Not as much volatility necessarily in crypto, but I've been referring to NVIDIA earnings more or less as like the new FOMC, at least for degenerates. It's kind of like where everybody congregates to get ready to trade in the market. But regardless, guys, I'm Snorlax. You also know me as Tommy. I'm joined by a full cast and crew today. Max, Dr. Will's Outlook, Tucker, and Jackus. I don't know if you guys ever noticed, but I like to switch up the order that I kind of name everybody. But either way, guys, real quickly, before we all get cooking, before we start sharing that big, juicy alpha, we always appreciate when you guys smash that like button before we get started. I'm going to try not to bug you too much today because it is Friday, but of course, we appreciate your support more than anything. And, by hitting the like button, you enable us to be able to produce more shows like this and continue to do this for you guys every single day. But let's talk about the markets, guys. We have had a very interesting week in markets. I mean, maybe less so for Bitcoin as much as like altcoins and NVIDIA, for example. But, I still like kind of the context of what we're working with here on Bitcoin. And this from the stance that, Bitcoin has only pulled back 1,000 or 2,000 points from its range high. It's been showing strength. It's been showing a bit as well. The Binance bidder is still present. Even when Coinbase is occasionally selling coins, the Binance bidder is still there. So he is strong. However, what you see in the meantime in these altcoin markets, we're seeing a lot of weakness with the with the exception of AI coins, obviously pumping on NVIDIA earnings. We talked about that yesterday, but a lot of these altcoins have been bleeding against Bitcoin while Bitcoin has simultaneously been going sideways and ETH going sideways as well. So I think that's still an encouraging picture, at least as far as continuation on these majors go, and probably an eventual rotation, a bigger rotation into altcoins. But right now we do have a pretty clear, in my opinion, right? Like that range on Bitcoin, this range up here has been, support is held so far. So, you've had funding. I wouldn't say it's completely reset, but it has somewhat reset on a lot of these altcoins. You have cleaned up a little bit of frothiness, which I think is ultimately a good thing as we await Bitcoin, making its move on the next direction, which I honestly, I'll be honest, guys, I do think the next direction for Bitcoin will probably be up. How up, I guess, is something that we'll probably discuss today. But yeah, let's talk about equities now next. Obviously, NVIDIA earnings we're about 48 hours removed from that, the new FOMC of the equity market. You have as many people trading NVIDIA after hours during earnings as you do trading the S&P, according to some volatility traders. So that just speaks to a sign of the times, right? People want the AI stocks. I see SMCI is retracing today. That's not totally surprising. Will and I talked about what we thought SMCI would probably do in the wake of NVIDIA earnings. And so far, it's actually playing out almost to a T. So make sure to watch back the recent market check episodes for some alpha on some AI tickers. But yeah, the market's still strong. We might get a mechanical pullback from just NVIDIA snapping back, right? I mean, NVIDIA was up 17% yesterday. Absurd. I think we'd added 200 billion in market capitalization, which is the single largest gain for a stock in a day ever in the US stock market. So incredible from NVIDIA, but also, when a stock that large is up 17% on the day, you could see some sort of mechanical pullback within the next few days, right? Maybe of a few percent. And that will probably pull back equities as well. But at this point, just given the momentum to the upside, I have to think that'll be a dip for buying, right? Because we have this quote unquote window of weakness and we gapped straight above the highs. So clearly, there's still a present demand and flows under this market that are holding it up. Either way, guys, I'm excited. It's Friday. I'm ready for the weekend. I'm sure you guys are too. It's been an entertaining week, although a short one. But I'd love to know what you guys are seeing in the markets this Friday. Equities, crypto, what we got, guys?
Well, I'd like to start with Tommy. Like you have no better signal right now than pulling up Render, pulling up Uniswap. Like these things are absolutely killing it right now. Like if you were in the plays, guys, like you are making bags right now. Again, just stepped in some gum, picked it up, put it in your mouth, type plays. A lot of people they don't understand the value in that. They think it's just some kind of like guess or some kind of like uh, you know, more or less thought that you come up with in your head like it's an imaginary fairy tale like Santa Claus. Um, when in reality, this has always been the direction of the market. It's always where the market is heading. This double top here, I will say this with Render, Tommy, it Sui 2.0, man. Sui 2.0. What else did we talk about with the other one? Um, I think the other one we talked about the other day was what was it, like IGN or something like that? I don't think it was
It was
IGN.
it was Graph, but there it seems like there is a like no matter what is happening with Bitcoin and ETH in the current context of this market, there's an altcoin sector somewhere that's just catching this really strong bid and just not correlated at all to Bitcoin and ETH, like Render and AI coins over the last this morning they're kind of recorrelating a bit, but over the last like day and a half. I mean, they were completely shrugging off Bitcoin and ETH entirely. And now you have the DeFi sector this morning off the back of like you said, Will, like Uniswap is pumping extremely hard this morning. It's up like 50%, I think, something crazy like that. There's a sector somewhere that's pumping, and that's kind of indicative of that hot ball of money that we were talking about the other day.
Well, I'd
this
like
is
to
this
too.
is the thing, Tommy. This is the thing. The I'm a little worried that in the short term, that the hot ball of money might be getting a little too hot, guys. It might be getting a little too hot.
No, there's no such thing. Let's move
Yeah,
forward. No.
yeah,
Can we pull out Augur?
that
I think
that
it could be
happens.
interesting right now with BTC.
I think you're
Like-
right. As he stops.
he was
Yeah.
responding to Jackus, by the way, Tucker, not you.
Tommy, what do you think about this?
I mean, I said on Market Check or Market Talk, I think earlier this week, that I felt like the timing on tops for AI was close, but the timing but the price tops might still be far away. And that was before Render pumped like 20-25%. I'll be honest, I thought Render was going to pump a little bit harder, but locally speaking, we're probably reaching like a lot of excess and froth on the AI trend. In the same way, we've talked about this, like last year and at the end of, or at some point in Q1, the AI trend reached a peak of froth and then kind of plateaued for the rest of the year, and obviously caught a huge bid again in Q1. We could be seeing something similar this year, but I will say it definitely feels like the AI bubble this year has been a lot gnarlier than last year. I mean, and if NVIDIA is any indication of that.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
So can we pull on the Augur?
You want Agger?
I think we're gonna sweep those lows on BTC finally at last.
Oh, right.
could be
Is there
interesting.
something happening right
We
now?
are really close to it, aren't we? We might tag it here in like a few minutes.
What, these lows?
Yeah, there's like 3 lows that we could tag and sweep.
Yeah.
You want me to pull it up?
Might as well.
Yeah, we're guys.
It's Friday. It's Friday, guys. Why not a little bit of
It's
a
Agger Friday. Can you guys hear that?
Yeah.
yes.
It's a bit too loud.
Too loud?
A bit.
I'll tell
I mean,
you what. One of the...
I know.
Wait, what were you gonna say, Jackus?
Sorry, there's always this lag, right? So it's hard to jump into speakers. I was gonna say that there are definitely some degenerates that think that the noise is too quiet.
We're so back, guys. We are so back. Look at this.
Fuck boys, we're pumping.
We're pumping. Oh man.
That's Alpax asking what is this website. So this is your new homepage. This is where Gambling addiction starts to happen.
This is a service that you can pull up when you go to betmgm.com. It's it's on the alternative viewing section. But man,
Oh no.
it's gonna be. I think Bitcoin's gonna hold these lows. I would
Okay.
be like, maybe we're gonna wick below them eventually and then get a pop out of it. But I do think we're probably gonna hold these lows at this point, just based on how much volume we've kind of transacted into them. Especially during New York sessions, like every time we've been at range lows has basically been during New York. And we've repeatedly put on a ton of sell volume at the lows, and we just haven't broken down yet. So I think we're probably going to squeeze eventually from this range, but that might entail a liquidity sweep, a few hundred points lower, which would hurt altcoins more than Bitcoin. I think that's really probably what the purpose of these hunts are. Really more just running liquidity on alt longers rather than on Bitcoin and ETH, because Bitcoin and ETH have been holding strong kind of all week. ETH has been cancer to trade, but they're holding.
You know what I found crazy is that the H4 RSI on BTC has it's close to being oversold. Like the price has been moving up and now it's slightly sideways, and it has completely resetted, and right now it's like 40.
I would love a fake breakdown wick that gets bought back up really quickly.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a shove long, probably to 54K.
I would actually love to have a close down there below those lows, because that would create a good bearish sentiment, right, in a bullish trend. Because like if you instantly buy back on a wick, then people think like, all right, this is just a scam wick. But if you close below, everyone's like, oh my god, we lost this level. So if it goes back up, I'm shorting.
Look at Champ said, BB terminal needs the casino. My
That's
brother,
quite a statement.
this was the first thing we requested devs do. The very first
Does he
thing.
know?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's for a special price, though.
Mhm.
Yeah.
For you, my friend, I give special price.
All right, let's pull up the charts, guys.
I knew Max was getting done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Max is ready to cook. He's got like that Jordan pregame 6 face locked in right now.
Max, I
But
know you're on the 3-month time frame right now.
We had to let him boil there, and he was.
I'm trying not to say anything right now, guys.
He's boiling.
I'm just letting you.
So bullish, it hurts.
I'm afraid of what I'm gonna say. That's the truth. So, I don't want to say anything I can't take back, So I'm just trying to enjoy it and just enjoy the commentary.
I know you saw what I was doing before the show.
Maybe I did, maybe I didn't.
Max saw me put vertical lines on March 1st and was just boiling before the show started.
The March debate.
Look. All right, guys. Here's the deal. We're gonna have a constructive conversation today. All right. There's a lot that we actually need to cover. I know we're already 15 minutes in and haven't talked about anything yet.
Not even the likes, right?
Yeah, but we need to get something out of the way first. All right. It's not fair of me to request this of you right now because we've just basically started the show and pulled up the Agger and haven't done anything yet. But we're gonna need to get these likes up. All right. We're gonna need to get the likes up. I don't even know what we're at right now, but I know it's not good. All right. 33 likes, guys. We got on YouTube. We got over 90 people watching on Twitter. We got 82 people watching. Man, the Twitter crowd, the X crowd has been incredible lately because you guys have the retweet function. So if I could request that the YouTube crowd runs it up and then the Twitter crowd really boosts us, hit that like, hit that retweet, that would be fantastic. And we greatly appreciate your guys' continued support. I mean, seriously, we're growing so quickly. And I can't thank you guys enough. But let's continue to run it up, guys. Do us a solid. Smash the like, smash the retweet. And also, if you are new here, This is Market Check brought to you by Because Bitcoin. This is our daily live YouTube show. We are live Monday through Friday at 10:55 a.m. Eastern Time. We talk charts, price, narratives, just generally have a great time. So consider subscribing also. We're almost at 4,500 subscribers now on YouTube. We've been literally going parabolic. Perhaps a sign of the times. All right, I can't watch this, Tucker. This is
I can't
foul,
help it,
man.
Max. I can't
You're
help
done,
it.
man. I'm done. I'm
Hang
taking the
on.
screen.
Oh my god.
No, you're done. You're done.
Oh man.
You
We
simply are done.
put him in
I'm not
timeout.
gonna watch this.
Jackass.
I'm not gonna watch this. I have an easier way to do it, Tucker. There's
What?
an indicator. There's an indicator that does this. I'm gonna show it to you right now because I know what you're
No
trying to do.
indicators, man.
Yeah, no, there is an indicator, and I know what you're trying to do, and I'm not gonna sit here and allow it to happen. So I'm gonna do it for you. Okay. Here's an indicator that highlights seasonality month by month or quarter by quarter. All right. You want to talk about March? Let's talk about March. All right. Here's March.
Oh, that is so much easier than what I was doing. Jesus Christ.
I know.
Is there a
We
way to
coming-
make it
we
red?
coming
Let's
for
make
the
that
lows
color
now.
red.
Is there a way to
Yeah,
make it
come-
red? Yeah, I can make it red. There you go. There's red right there.
Deep green.
Here's red.
There
You
we
want it
go.
red? There's red.
There we go.
I need Agarback. No, we coming for the lows. Here they are. Oh no.
If you really want to talk about March, let's talk about it. Here we go. Tucker's concerned about March seasonality. All right. He's a little worried about March.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a look at the previous March. What if we did this, Tucker?
That's all I'm saying. That
Yeah.
that is possible. That's all I'm saying, Max.
Dude, you need to relax, man. That's
you need to relax.
You need to
I
relax.
do not think we dropped that low.
No, I don't.
So,
I mean,
Tucker, because we had COVID once,
Right
you
now.
think that March is like
no,
it's just doomed, man.
Incorrect.
I mean, bro, look at how many Marches there have been. Like it's literally okay. If we look at Bitcoin's history, by the way, and I did this earlier, March is not a bad month for Bitcoin. August, September are terrible months for Bitcoin. March is not a bad month for Bitcoin historically. It's on average a green month going all the way back throughout Bitcoin's history. It's not bad
Yeah, but
at
it's,
all.
but I have to. I mean, both of you are right, guys. So what Max is saying that March usually ends up well, but what Tucker is saying there is usually a pullback within the March.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
all
but
I'm saying.
there's
That's all
no
I'm saying.
COVID. There's no COVID. So
No
what
one's
does it even
calling for
matter?
COVID, Will. No one's calling for COVID. We
I
just
mean, I don't know if we're allowed to say that word.
we traditionally have a pullback in March. It doesn't mean COVID.
Bro, like, look, I get it. I get the point of bringing it up, but are we in here for peanuts? Are we in here to make money? Like,
we're in here to educate, Will. We're in here
the
to
pullback
educate.
is not going to affect anything. Absolutely nothing. Because
We
we're
are here
going
to watch
so much
Agar.
higher.
It might affect it might
Look at my
affect soul,
screen.
man.
You're
my screen.
riding a roller coaster, and you're like, oh look, there was a ripple on the way across the roller coaster, even though we're about to go up this 100-foot freaking peak high that we're about to just roll up on. And there's
Tell
a
him, Will.
ripple.
Tell him,
Watch
Will.
out for the ripple.
Preach that shit, Will. Tell him. Look at this monthly table, guys. On the
Oh,
bottom, you have
how are you
average
guys
monthly.
not understanding the point? Jackass is the only one who gets what I'm saying here, guys.
No, I
brother.
understand what you're saying, but here's where I think you've lost the plot, Tucker. Let me show you
no.
another. let me show you another image here, because unfortunately, I feel as though you need a reminder, man. And you know, this is something that I don't like to do here, you know, live, but I think I have to do it. All right, this is something that must be done because I'm trying to help. You know, I'm trying to help. You seem to have forgotten and lost your
Here to
way.
help.
Man.
You've
Here to
lost your way. What happened to this man? He used to show up with Apple Vision Pros, super bullish. Now he's talking about a little pullback in March. I mean, dude, what happened? This is an intervention now. This is no longer market check. Look at
I mean,
this.
let's just remember, after that picture happened, we basically went straight up in a straight line. So
put the goggles back on, man.
that would be the solution, right? This only came about because I was talking to Wabi about ETH Denver, and he was saying ETH Denver is bearish, and I'm like, no, it's March that is sometimes bearish. So, because we've been talking about ETH Denver being a local top, blast, unlock, all that for weeks at this point.
All right, here's the thing, Tucker. I'm giving you a hard time, obviously.
Oh, I know.
You're not wrong. There is typically a pullback in March. But my point here is, does it really matter? And I think you would agree it doesn't really matter on the higher time
No,
frame.
it doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter
If we
at
go
all.
back to 2011, all right, because obviously Bitcoin, we don't have history in March of 2010, all right? There's been a bunch of red months, there's been a bunch of green months, but on average, March delivers for Bitcoin going to 2011 a 10% return on average. Okay, it's not a bad month. Terrible months for Bitcoin is August and September. Those are on average horrible months going all the way back to 2011. All right, 2010 actually for both. All right. So when we talk about March potentially being choppy and, ETH Denver and typically conferences, hype conferences or a sell event, all that is true, but I think to put things into context here, let's put the Bitcoin halvings up here. The red lines are all of the marches for Bitcoin.
I was going to say, could you
I have the
filter by
Bitcoin
halving
halvings
year?
march. What's that?
I was going to say, could you filter it by halving year?
I mean, I can't actually.
You'd
It
have to
doesn't let you just do
manually
it by
do it.
year. But I have
Yeah.
the halvings up here. You can see the halvings are the black lines right here.
Yeah.
And then we have in red all of the marches. So when I look at where we're at right now, I say, all right, it's just kind of a mixed basket, right? Like nothing, I mean, it's like nothing here. Okay. This year, 2016, nothing really, it's just kind of an average month. And then, after it was pretty good. Again, right here, we had a flash crash. How can we even really interpret that? I don't know. This was, once we had already topped, then we started coming back down. So it's like, I don't know. Like, I'm not going to sell, Bitcoin while we're months out from a Bitcoin halving. I'm not going to sell anything when we're 2 months out from a Bitcoin halving because I think there could be some turbulence in March. I'm talking about spot positioning. And I tweeted this out earlier, and I want to talk about this. I mean, we're doing exactly what we've done every other time, right here. We global bottom, we grind our way up, right into a Bitcoin halving. And then after the Bitcoin halving, we go nuts. So I just, maybe, we could get some turbulence. Maybe we could get a sell, maybe we could pull back a little bit. But I don't say this lightly. I think if you entered a coma and woke up 300 days later and you were fully sized right now, you'd probably be pretty happy.
No, for sure. Listen. And for the comments, this is all I'm saying. Okay. I will not be shaken out of bags. I'm literally buying and staking NFTs yesterday. Okay. Everybody calm down. All right. There's no one who's more bullish on a high time frame like that. All I'm saying is, like, I think we can be better and do more granular. Like, but we're talking about like granular analysis versus like that chart, right? It's like, we can at least discuss pullbacks, right, without invalidating that chart. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
We can. And if we want to do that, right, like let's do this, man. Let's do this. Let's go on like the 12-hour, all right? We're not going to go too low, but is there anything stopping us from coming back to, even 47K? It wouldn't surprise me to see that, like I don't think it would surprise you guys to see this right here and then up. But also, we might not do that. We might not go down there. Point being is when you're 60 days out from a Bitcoin halving, it's almost you should plan out entries, like if you're trying to figure out where to get into the market. But it's, in my opinion, it's risky to try to sell a 51K Bitcoin in hopes of buying a 46, 47K Bitcoin. If you truly think that Bitcoin is going to nuke to like 30K, then it would make sense to sell up here. and increase your Bitcoin denominated holdings by buying back significantly lower. It is not my core belief that anything like that is on the table right now at all. I don't think that that's possible right now, not right here. I don't think it's very likely. And looking at this is our true bull market support band right here, guys. All right. This moving average. I mean, maybe we come back and meet it again. If we flash crashed, it'd be 43K. But by the time we got to the halving and retested it, it's going to be up here at 48K. It's the bottom line of our pi cycle top indicator, and we kind of ride it every single bull market. And I don't know. I just don't want to FUD people out of what I believe is like a generational bag here, and it's clear as day to me exactly where we are at. And especially for us that live in, if you live in the US, right, and you have a decent bag of Bitcoin, you have to take into consideration the tax consequences and the liability of actually selling something that's in profit in hopes of buying it back lower. And I think it only makes sense to sell Bitcoin when you believe we're approaching like weekly, 2-week, 1 month, quarterly levels of overextension, because you're going to basically on any, realized profits, you're going to pay minimum, 20% minimum, probably a little bit more. So it's like as soon as you sell something, if you sold Bitcoin at 51K, you live in the US or Europe, you're not in a tax haven, immediately 20 to 30% of those gains are gone immediately. So then it's like you need Bitcoin to dip, at least 20% to make it worth it, if you're going to buy it back. So I'm just like, look where we are on this chart, guys. Like, are you really willing to wager that this time is different?
No,
It's
I'm
always
not.
a little
I'm definitely not. And
And I'm not talking to you, Tucker, by the way. I'm speaking in general.
I know. This time is definitely not different. But like as us seeking to be the premier, YouTube channel, right? Like this is the greatest YouTube show on earth, first of all. But
hands down, there's no second best.
Hands down. But if we want to continue to do that, we need people to understand that we can both be high time frame extremely bullish while being able to say, hey, this is where I might hedge, this is where I might TP if I'm up 10x, right? Like that.
Hell no.
Because on altcoins,
those he's right. Tucker's right. Let him
I agree too.
He's right. Keep cooking.
Do you want me to tell
Keep cooking?
You want me to tell you why
the
now?
last thing I was going to say is because while us pulling back to 47K on Bitcoin is not a huge deal percentage wise, if you're holding like whatever altcoin, like that could be 40%, right? So,
and especially the way that liquidity is clearly being sucked into majors right now within this range, I think that's going to increasingly become the case for any pullback. But I always say with like when you're sitting on altcoin multiples, it's always easy, and this is from my own experience, like sitting on altcoin multiples, it's when you're doing it, it's always easy to say that like, okay, I'm comfortable round tripping those multiples and holding through it. And then you do it and you're like, damn, I wish I would have taken a little bit of profit on the way down. Or at least like when they thought that it was potentially topped.
Let me add some context to that. Only if you're rotating that into something else. There's no way in hell you would sell into stables and take that tax incursion on short-term gains just to try and catch a freaking 3% drop. You're gonna get wrecked on the tax side for even trying to do that.
A smart friend once told me about the tax side. Just perform better, right? just rotate harder.
But that's exactly what I'm saying, Tommy. Is the performance is not there for the incursion. There's not enough drop to be able to sell and be able to profit from that and get hit by taxes. That's what I'm saying.
But you heard everything I just said, right? Like if Bitcoin drops to 47K, your altcoin's going to go down 30-40%. Like that is worth buying back probably.
Yeah. It could, or it couldn't. Like look at these alts. Some of them are very freaking strong, man. Like Bitcoin's been dropping and they've been pushing against Bitcoin. Like I think
agree.
like once you get to a certain
So let me
Once you get to a
split the
certain point in
difference
this,
here.
oh god,
Let me split the difference here because I've heard Tommy say something important I want to address. I heard Will say something important I want to address. I heard Tucker say something important I want to address. I want to address
Nothing for me though.
Nothing from Jackus, no surprise. I'm just kidding. You just weren't in that last little segment. But Will is like, don't sell shit. Tommy's like, it's tough to round trip, or give back certain multiples on altcoins. And Tucker's saying, look, I'm not going to miss the forest through the trees, but people need to recognize that we can spot these lower time frame shifts and also give some alpha for entries and things like that. I agree with all of those points, and I want to share where I am personally on them. Okay, I'm okay giving back short term some unrealized multiples on alts because we're pre-Bitcoin halving. If this was May, June, July, August, September, October, after the Bitcoin halving, I'm going to be a little bit more cautious. And I'm going to say to myself, we're now months into, a Bitcoin halving. I'm up multiples. It's time to start locking in some of those gains. Everything, in my opinion, right now is low time frame, bullish chop. All right. Pullbacks like today, all of this week, last week. And I also agree with Will in that sense, just to reiterate a little bit, I'm not selling anything. Like, I am continually just trying to get more exposure and pick my spots. But, I recognize something like this for Sol, right? Like, this could be painful for a lot of people. Like, if you're trying to trade this on leverage, if you're buying, like $110 Sol on margin for the breakout to 300, like, you might be sitting in this until the Bitcoin halving, This could be a long bullish reaccumulation pattern, I own a nice little spot bag of Solana. I'm not going to sell it if we go back down here to $90. That's a 10% drop from here. I'm with Will. I'm not selling shit. I'm also with Tucker, who's not selling shit, but I recognize we could come down lower here. And maybe in the short term, it would be annoying to watch my unrealized multiples draw down a little bit. So again, it's much different for me after the Bitcoin halving. If the chart looked, if we were drawing down, 20, 30, 40%, and this was 6 months after Bitcoin halving, I'm probably going to be a little bit more concerned taking profit. But when I look at the chart right now, I can't take profit right now, on anything, and furthermore, if we look at something like here, let's look at total 2. All right. It's difficult for me to want to take profit on any altcoins, even if they get smoked in the very, very short term, when I see a chart that looks like this. This is tough for me to want to take profit. I'm like, we haven't had the Bitcoin halving yet. Just sit on your hands. Don't overthink this. Don't overthink it. So I kind of agree with everybody. Like, everybody's making solid points. The real debate comes in when we're talking about time frame more than anything. And I don't think anybody here would agree or argue that now's not the time to, honor higher time frame positions and swing longs for 6 to 9 months out. I don't think so. But you're right. Like, in the short term, yeah, I mean, we could even be doing something like, for Bitcoin, we could even be doing something like this, guys, which, by the way, has been something I'm entertaining a little bit, is like right before things started to heat up last cycle. Here, let me just remove these. This would be interesting, right? If we were like right in here and we kind of did a little U-turn action. Like, imagine this is your fractal, all right? And this kind of looks nice, truthfully. Imagine this. Like, what if we did this? Would that be the worst thing in the world? Bitcoin drops to 45K, everybody freaks out, and then the bull run starts. We did something very similar last cycle before things got crazy. Everyone was like, oh, bull market's here post-halving. Everyone starts leveraging long, nuke, and then we had the bull market, Maybe something like
Yes,
this.
sir.
It doesn't have to happen. I'm just saying it could.
I wouldn't say to leverage. I wouldn't say that myself, because yes, what Tucker's saying is a possibility. And I think for most people, if you're underexposed, that's a good opportunity to get exposed. But in addition to that, if you're underexposed and you're worried about this pullback and you're not willing to get exposed here, will you be willing to get exposed when it falls back? I think in most cases, most people won't be. And in that scenario, it's better to just have people, and it's, we don't come in here and offer financial advice just for the audience, but it's better to have people come in and buy positions and just deal with the volatility more or less and take the upside. If you're worried about downside, hedge it with shorts. If you're that confident the pullback is coming, hedge it with shorts. Don't sit there and sell spot. Don't give your position up to other people. Don't give like it just it blows my mind. Not you, Tucker. Tucker's been bullish, by the way. I want you guys to be. I want to be very adamant about that. He's been very
Yeah,
bullish
no, no,
for
no. Will, super
quite some
quick.
time.
Yeah, it's called being fully deployed, guys. Fully deployed. Go
I
ahead.
had to send Tucker $16 to get dinner last night. He doesn't have any money left, guys. Like he is. I'm just kidding. I didn't do that, but
But
Tucker's paid.
the point that I wanted to get to, and it's okay to point this out, but if anybody's coming to you and saying, "Hey, I'm getting the hell out of the market for this event or that event, and I'm going to set in stables," like that it's just dumb. Like why would you give up your position? Like going into, and you hit the nail on the head, Max. That was what I was going to get into too. You're on the correct side of the mountain. You're on the halving side. You're on the upside. The downside is where you don't want to be looking to try and hold these positions. When you think the market's peaked, then you can't cope and sit there and be like, well, I could hold it for 10% more. No, that's dumb. That is dumb. Let it go. Cut the position. But when you're on the having side, like take the upside, guys. Like be confident in your positions. But at the same time, I get where Tucker's coming from. Again, I know that he's just trying to be like, hey, we can identify these things, so I'm pointing out that we identified that this is a possibility, although this is probably not the position a lot of us are taking. But
And
I
let me
wanted to
let me identify something real quick, guys. I have to identify something. We have 140 people watching on YouTube and 55 on Twitter, guys. This is a huge audience. We're almost at 200 right now total, guys. The likes are in despair right now. All right, I know you guys are loving this show. I know
5
you're loving
people.
the discussion. I need a favor from you guys. We have been going crazy on YouTube lately, and it's thanks to your guys' support. We got 135 people watching on YouTube, guys. 64 likes. We're not even halfway to 1-to-1. If you are enjoying the content, please just take one quick moment. That's all that we ask. One quick moment. Hit that thumbs up button for us, guys. We're here 5 days a week, dropping alpha, working our asses off, doing these shows for free. All we ask in return is that you guys support us by liking the content. It's kind of a broken system. Like YouTube requires, like to push the content, you need to get likes. I wish it wasn't that way, but I need you guys to do me a solid. We're here delivering alpha 5 days a week, working hard, work hard for us in return. Really fair ask. Just hit that like button, guys. And for those of you on X, you guys have been absolutely killing it because you guys have the retweet button. That's like 3 to 5 likes in one right there. If the X crowd, if the Twitter crowd can do us a solid, not only hit that heart button, which is so easy, but hit that retweet button, guys. Help spread the good word, help push the content, help us grow. And again, thank you guys so much for being here. This is Market Check, brought to you by Because Bitcoin. But Will, you were going to point something out, I think, or somebody was talking. I don't know who it was.
No, I was just saying like your average person is not going to take that information and be able to decipher it and understand like, hey, if I'm already positioned because I probably don't really know how to trade, I probably shouldn't sell to buy lower. They're going to take that as I need to sell here and buy lower, as most of the market has been doing. They've been following these bears into these moves, talking about 10K Bitcoin. Now they moved the marker, they moved the goalpost, 30K Bitcoin. And now they're moving the goalposts even further. Now we've got them going into like total three and talking about total three is going to go to like 10 billion or something stupid, like the or 10 million. I don't remember what it was. Bigger guy, 800 million, 800K followers. I think they're all bots at this point. Um,
Capo.
talking about 800, like, come on, man. Like, you do the math on that. Like, that's just the dumbest take ever. But you get what I'm saying. Like, I just want the people who don't really know how to trade these markets to understand, like, this is the spot where you turn, $100 into generational wealth. It's a spot where you turn $1,000 into generational wealth. It's really where you turn 10. You could easily turn 10K into a generational wealth. in these
You
type
can
of
do that
market
on
conditions.
you can do that ETH on chain in the right conditions, man, with like a few
Yep.
$100.
Exactly.
Guys,
So-
at one point we were 5 people away from 200 people watching live.
We nuked. We nuked.
We
since
nuked, we
then.
nuked now. We nuked since then, but 5 people away from 200. Jesus, thank you guys. We appreciate the support.
The breakout is coming.
So, and by the way, that's a sign of the times too. Is like our YouTube channel has picked up like 1,000 subscribers in a month. Like we were here every single day in the bear market and like no growth. Retail starting to come back. Like people are showing interest in crypto again. So use our social metrics as somewhat of a barometer, right? But the reason the dimension is nuking is apparently there's no avail airdrop allegedly.
Are you serious? That's why they're nuking it right now? Who
Yeah, it's literally
cares,
people
dude?
just cheating, man. You know.
Literally,
No,
who
no, no, no.
cares,
Listen,
man?
the reason they are dumping
One
it is
airdrop.
because they want retail to sell so that they can scoop up cheaply, and then the airdrop is suddenly back on.
What does that look like with the Manta overlay on it, Tucker?
Look at this PO3, man. This is what you were
Man-
talking about, Tommy. This is happening. We hit 6.2 something. This is happening.
And by the way, I
Literally.
can't even sell my bag because I have every single dimension that I own completely locked up because I refuse to cheat any altcoin that I'm bullish on because we're before the Bitcoin halving. You need to hedge against your own weaknesses, you know? I recognize that on days like today, you have that innate urge to want to cheat your altcoins. I can't do it before Bitcoin halving. I've put a circuit breaker halt in place for my own weakness. I can't sell. There's nothing to sell. It's completely locked up.
I
That's
don't see this one.
Yeah, I don't see it. I hadn't looked at this one in a minute, but I also wasn't expecting Dimension to perform like this.
Yeah, I don't know what because obviously Manto looks like alt layer, looks like XAI, looks like Ondo. I don't know what Dime looks like really.
It looks
Well,
like
the market
alt
maker's a
layer.
little bit different. Maybe go to INJ. Let's take a look at INJ price action.
From
Same market
when?
maker. I don't know. It's a good question. Let's just scan it. Scan
Bro,
it like. Did you guys see that Nancy Pelosi cashed like multiple millions on Nvidia calls?
Oh my
Are
God.
you surprised?
I'm dead
I
serious,
have
man.
told you this before.
Dude.
She's the best trader on the planet, hands
No,
down.
she's the best scammer.
No. You're coping. That's cope. She's the best trader on the planet. She doesn't just buy stock. Okay, she buys multi-million-dollar naked call options on tech stocks with like 4 weeks to expiration, and she cashes. All of you are coping. Me too. She's the best trader on the planet.
Max, you forgot
What
to
do you
mention
mean?
after making the bill.
Wait, are you trolling, Max, or are you being serious?
No, this is real. This is real, Jackus.
Okay. She may or may not be using insider information, but her track record is her track record. Is
Not to
Barry
take
Bonds
anything
the home
away
run champion? Yeah. Barry Bonds the greatest slugger of all time. He maybe took some steroids, here and there. His record stands. Nancy Pelosi, her record stands. She's better than Buffett.
All right.
Hands down.
All right.
Look,
My
all I'm gonna
God.
say is Nancy is a consumer of app because Bitcoin. She follows all of Will's calls on Nvidia, hit 800 on the money, rolled back down. She took profit and she's out. She's out.
She's been following Will's outlook for a long time. Yep.
But Will, does she pay something back, or does she put it in more into her campaign? Where
She
does the
puts it
profit
more in her
flow?
campaign.
Tucker, tweet that out right
A
now.
nonprofit.
Dude, I know this is good propaganda.
Dude, that is fantastic propaganda. Where's that from?
Oh my
INJ.
God, the fibs hit too. Yeah, this is INJ. Oh, guys.
Anyways, Tucker, I apologize, but Tom is here, so.
Oh.
Oh wow. Oh wow. After that propaganda, Jack.
That's actually a very good fractal. How we kind of swept the high too.
I could
This is
see
what
that.
is going to happen. All right.
What is that?
So
alt layer? No.
yeah. So
no.
so look at
Depends on what
these,
Bitcoin
right?
does.
You get the listing. You get these two bullshits.
I'll put it on the same time frame.
right? Right? You get these two bullshits, these two whatever. Then you get the sweep, then you get the sell-off, and then you get the upside, right? So basically what you're looking for is, like, let's say we are right here. And obviously, I know the timing and so forth may differ slightly, but you're looking at something like, you know, I don't know, like, cannot fit it exactly, but like something like this, you know, like it's quite obvious that they, you know, they made a listing, they made you FOMO in, be like, oh my god, let's please pump, and then you're like holding for how long is it? Like 2 weeks, and like, please, please, please pump. I'm going all in, then please pump. And then they're like, fuck you and your wishes. And then it dumps, and you're like, oh no, all my life savings are getting, you know, wiped out. So you sell, and then whoop,
Run it back.
thank
Turbo.
you
And
for
then
your
new highs.
donation. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
thank you for your donation. The market makers saying thank you for your donations here.
So we're
And they
entering a
send it higher.
reaccumulation zone, near entry, near listing price.
Yeah,
Your liquidity is appreciated.
No, see, I don't think. No.
listen,
Bad
listen,
fractal.
Tucker, the contrarian. Let's
No,
see it.
because I've thought about this fractal too. That's just it. The double top. It doesn't. It's not the same. It's not the same.
I could
brother.
see that, dude. It wouldn't be the worst thing in
it's-
the world.
No, it
it's
wouldn't.
never-
It wouldn't.
It's
but-
never the same, but the psychology behind it is, and it's like you lure people in, and then look, this breakdown, people are selling, and who do you think is buying here? It's the counterparty. It's the it's the counterparty to those people selling. Who is that? Who is filling those order books? The market makers are. So they are buying here, and they will be buying all the way down. And they will keep it down for a little to create that sentiment, because people still, you know, there are some very, very weak hands. They are, you know, they are selling instantly, but some are like, please come back. And the longer you're gonna spend down here, is like, I cannot take this anymore, right? And the market maker will be like, thank you for your donation. Boom.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see which fractal I like more.
And I'm gonna revert back to what I said earlier about whether Jackus's fractal plays or Tucker's fractal plays. I'm gonna hit you with the old who cares? It doesn't matter, you know?
Well, I think
Yeah.
the beauty of it is that you know quickly, right? Like it either is going to form some sort of like double bottom here, and it'll look probably fairly obviously bullish in a week, or it's going to keep nuking from here. And if you're smart, you're not knife catching longs here on Dimension, because there's not really any effect like EV in it. But you know, you're going to know in a few days which fractal or which price action you should be looking for it to mimic.
Oh man. I still am somehow not drawing this in a bearish fashion, man. Come on now. Let me take it.
Oh, he
real
Tommied
quick.
it right back at you, Jackus. Oh, my.
Look, this is the alt layer
Oh,
one.
my-
No, this is the alt layer one.
We have a battle.
Look. This is I literally just took alt layer and plopped it on there. Same thing, man.
listen. Sorry, Tucker.
Oh my gosh.
I had to.
Boom.
War.
It's all good.
Okay,
No
so Tucker,
worries.
you're thinking that this is it. Jackus, you think maybe we go
No.
down
This
to
is
5
alt layer. I took alt layer. This is literally alt layer.
Oh, you're trying to replicate Jackus's fractal. Okay.
Wait a second. Hang on now. I might not have done that actually.
You need to adjust it a little bit, I think.
No, hang on.
We put the other one.
Like make them the same size or something, because it's like
No, you're right. I did put the other one. I have it saved, but so all right, let's just do a little action here. Oh geez. Why is it so sensitive? So where do you
Listen-
think this is at, Jackus?
I think it sweeps that low, you know, sitting at 5.5 now. And
See, guys, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't
that-
work.
but it doesn't have to work like exactly. It's more about the, if I Tommy it back, then it's basically about this, right? You have the listing, you get the follow up, then you get the pump. People get excited. You create a floor. People are like, yes, all my life savings in it. Then they dump it back. Where are their stops? It's right below that. That's where they're
Here's the
looking to
quick
scoop it up.
here's the summary. Okay.
Summary is this.
Worst case $5. That's it. That's all you need to know. Worst case $5.
No, worst case is like, well, who knows? But
I was
want to
hoping
look
you were
for
going to say worst case was $4.90, which is 10 cents below what I said, and I was going to make fun of you for nitpicking me.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, and then I was like, but maybe they take it a little bit deeper. Maybe they just do this, right?
No,
So-
I'm setting a buy wall at $5. You're not getting through it. You get $5.
Wait.
That's it.
But you are getting the stable coins for me, Max, for 20% APY.
I'll actually borrow from you. If you'll load me some money at 20% APY, I'll do it.
All right. And then you set up the Bible at 5. I nuke through it. Then you have to buy back.
And then you margin call me.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Predatory. Jackus is a predatory market maker, man. He's
He's only
load
going to
me.
lend you money on something that he has a lot of spot of and knows he can nuke.
Yeah. My broker lending me money just to margin call me, man. Jackus.
All right. Well, what would do that? What would take Dimension?
I still have nothing
$5?
I still have nothing on Elizabeth Warren though.
What would that take though? Like we get a little airdrop FUD and we drop 20%. Like FVG filled. Like what do we want?
It doesn't
just
matter,
BTC,
man. Literally
man.
anything. Like people could just short it for no reason,
Like
Bitcoin would have to lose that.
Yeah. So what happens is, right, here BTC bounces, goes like, oh, we are so back. Oh shit. I'm cheating my bags, and then boom, right? And then what happens is most likely that like here during this drop, right? You will get something like this, then there is the absorption, and then there is the next leg in BTC, and that's the next leg in Dimension, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Bitcoin would have to lose that box, in my opinion, for us to get sub 5 on Dime.
Yes. Yeah. Bitcoin's gonna have to be at 48K, I think. Honestly.
Not 48K. It's just listen, look what alts are doing just during this, man. Like BTC is not even moving anywhere, and alts are cheating. So look, right? This is the top for BTC, which is the top for Dimension, and then BTC doesn't really do anything, and Dime just keeps cheating. So all that BTC even has to do is just do nothing, and even if it doesn't go lower, this is all it takes for them to play this fractal out. And then when it's ready to go higher, that's the accumulation.
PO3, man. PO3.
Oh yeah. I mean, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But PO3 isn't like boom and then boom, right? That's
no, we could chill down here for a little bit.
Yeah.
And I just think you combine the 4-hour FVG fill with the INJ fractal with the PO3, and it looks just Tommied. It looks just
that looks cozy, man.
That looks nice. With the fibs, I mean, come on now. $20 mid-March.
It does look nice, but it's neglecting the low where retail is looking to sell. And if you want to scoop up cheap Dimension, you want to make retail to sell. Where does retail sell? Below wick lows.
Below wick lows.
I mean, I could see the case for this being a lot, like enough sell pressure though as well. Like this is a pretty scary looking chart, if you don't know what you're looking at.
I mean, that was like a 15% candle almost.
Yeah. I mean, that could be enough potentially.
Listen, where we all agree is higher.
Higher, yes, higher.
Higher.
Yes.
And then sometimes, you're gonna get front run, and sometimes you will hold underwater. So up to everyone's liking.
God, there's no way we don't get like sweep on the lows,
Guys,
man. It's gonna leave all
listen,
full
there is a
lows.
topic. There is a topic I want to throw out, and I want you all to discuss it. So, Europe is the most retarded continent. I mean, no, it's the most beautiful continent with the most retarded leaders right now. And the recent tweet from European Central Bank about BTC, guys,
Yeah.
just
They got
say?
posted in the fact checker comment or whatever community post.
What did they say?
They got hosted, man.
They did. Max, I was gonna say, like, listen, someone should, because I was gonna use their rhetoric against them. I was like, hey, someone should censor these disinformation guys for spreading, lies, because like all Europe is saying is like, hey, we're gonna censor you, and you here we're gonna censor you, and you cannot say that, and everything's disinformation, and you're a Russian troll, and just like freaking communism. It's getting
Here,
into freaking communism around here.
I'll show you guys. This is here's Twitter. We tweeted about it.
But they legit spread lies. Like they legit spread lies and like legit disinformation.
I can't believe that an official government account, the European Central Bank, said Bitcoin has failed to become a global decentralized digital currency, instead falling victim to fraud and manipulation. The recent approval of an ETF doesn't change the fact that Bitcoin is costly, slow, and inconvenient, argues the ECB blog. And then the community notes added underneath. 1, Bitcoin is not preferable for criminals. Fiat, like the euro and the dollar, is. 2, Bitcoin is an open monetary protocol and a decentralized store of value. 3, the euro is losing its purchasing power against Bitcoin constantly. 4, Bitcoin is good for the environment. They just toasted them, man. They just toasted them.
Bitcoin is good for the environment. 4. 4. It's been a while since we got to make the 4 jokes, man. I miss it.
Oh, that's true. That's true, Joey.
I hadn't even thought about it in probably like 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, they legit made the 4 guy a way too. Like,
it's wild that we have a.
I miss Easy.
We have the European Central Bank tweeting this. It's kind of hard to believe, like why. It's such a politically charged release from them to even put this out there.
No,
you have to
listen,
imagine
Max,
that
you guys are not around. Like the whole European leaders in the freaking Brussels are going full retard. I have not seen like there is a complete one wing there that's just going full retard, and then there is already people, luckily, saying like, hey guys, all right, we let you guys do some stupid shit, but this is getting way too much, and you guys have no idea the type of stuff that they're pulling because it doesn't reach you.
Give us a couple examples then, because obviously we all live in the US except for you.
I mean, the most retarded thing is even that they brag themselves that they are the #1 country in regulation. Like they regulate absolutely everything, and the whole everything is crippled because of it. The free market has stopped working basically because everything is based on like what they say that we gotta do or no, and it's proven by history that this doesn't work. And they even brag themselves about it. So they decided, for example, that the farmers that they will have to produce. So they are forcing the farmers to produce bioproducts as flowers, but they stopped using. Like it's not because they are using the donation system. And so the farmers are not anymore, because they say, right, we give you donation, but you have to use this for this and this and this. So the free market is not working at all. And suddenly there are no animals being farmed, right? It's hard for me to explain in English, which then essentially has so much consequences on multiple other stuff. And then I could go with anything like the euro, where the upper nations are basically funding the lower nations, which has become um, competition wise. Sorry, I do not know how to say that, but like um, it's a broader topic. To really cut it in few lines, I would have to go for like an hour there. But
Yeah.
just crazy. They
So
just
you weren't surprised when you saw that tweet, is your point?
I wasn't at all, because they, again, as I said, they just went full retard there. But I don't know.
Yeah.
It's really sad. It's sad that we don't learn from history.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is sad.
The same thing is happening in crypto. Like you can post legit if you go on Total too or ETH and you compare the cycles as we do here, right? It's like we pull out the percentages, we pull out the times, we pull out the structures. It's legit telling you, hey, like, so we cannot say that we have exactly the same outcome. We just say, like, based on everything we are showing you, it's like so probable that we move higher, right?
Mhm.
And then people are like, no. And then you have people like Capo coming in and putting a straight candle down to like from like 2 trillion to like 200 billion. Man. You know, like what the fuck is going on here?
Dude, he called for that this morning. He drew like
Yeah.
total 2 or 3 dropping like 80 or 90% or something, like almost in like a week or two. It doesn't even
Yeah.
make sense, man, honestly.
No, it's like he even put the logarithmic scale in. Just wait,
Yeah.
let me actually. I'm actually gonna try to replicate what he did, right? So,
It's madness, man. It's absolutely crazy.
so he basically went on and be like, I think he did like some level here. I do not remember, and then he was like, here, right? We break out. So like he completely ignores everything, right? He ignores like this range, and then he's like, breakout, and this is legit what he did, right?
He actually did this, by the way, guys. We saw it.
Yeah. No.
Like
He went
lower,
lower.
like lower. He had us going lower than that.
He's like, it's over. He went like, I don't know, like this, right? And he did it like this. It just he didn't do at least like something like, we're gonna spend some time here, then break, all right, something, right? No, legit, boom, like, hey guys,
Like
by
by the
June,
summertime, it's over. Yeah.
yeah, the whole
Crazy.
market disappears, right?
It's insanity, man.
It is. It's and this is what people do. I mean, just like with the European Central Bank, there is a hidden political interest to push that narrative. So I'm thinking with because there's multiple guys like this on Twitter, there must be a hidden interest to do that as well, right? It just like anyone with I don't know, IQ higher than a wooden horse cannot
A
do that.
wooden horse?
Yeah. Like the wooden bouncing horse, like the one that has, the one for the kids, right? That looks like this.
Yeah.
Then you have the legs, you have the body.
Well, an
right?
artist. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Jack, it's beautiful.
Wow.
No idea you were such an artist. Oh my.
I heard the word likes So what are the likes looking like there, Jackus?
We're almost at 100 on YouTube, man. They'll get it up to 100, guys. We'll get it
Listen,
up to 100.
you gotta like because of my trading view artist skills, right? So yeah, I mean, yeah, I do not even know what to say to that. Like, it's so obvious the bullish structure, the bullish accumulation that took, just look at this, right? So the moment we broke down, we have spent 539 days being down here. Now, let's take the same, right? Look, this entire accumulation is longer than the entire bull market with its distribution. All right. If that doesn't tell you everything you need to know, then nothing will help you. Nothing. All right. You always, whenever you get this lengthy accumulation, it's simply everyone that wanted to sell has sold. That's all it is. There's no reason to go below that. No reason. All right. Until you at least like you would need to get some upside, right? And say, all right, all that upside was not possible. You do again lengthy distribution, you get a breakdown, and unless you're gonna get something like this, right? So like I still I just cannot do with this, man. It's like it's just so stupid. And yeah, the market structure is clear here, right? We are on the weekly, we are not on H1 time frame, right? Where you can like do this type of stuff, right? Let's look when you get some like crazy, like maybe something like here, right? A pure wipeout. But even that one, got absorbed and then higher. Than like we are on the weekly. This is the next station. The train has left the station, and people are here, calling that the station, the train has not yet arrived, but they do not know that they are waiting for the next train to arrive, which is the next cycle. So they are, they just came to the empty station, and they are calling, hey, the train is yet to arrive, but the train has already left the station with all of those market participants that entered the train right here, right? All those passengers are inside of this train now. And someone just comes in and says, hey, everyone will come here, and, the train will come, and yeah. So just stupid.
Crazy. It's crazy, man. I mean, they're an important part of crypto, though. Like those opinions. Without those opinions, I don't think it's possible that we go higher. Do you understand?
Yeah, I know.
Not everybody can be right, Not everybody can see it clearly.
No,
And that's okay.
it's okay.
We do our part. We try to educate. We're not perfect, but at least we're realistic.
What I find crazy though is that so many people still trust those people.
That's what's disheartening to me. That is what is upsetting. Is that we are here every day giving entries, educating, talking, debating, and some of these guys have millions of followers, and they're like here to scam you and engagement farm. And that's the disheartening part I always talk about. I'm like, we might be doomed, guys, because we take this seriously and we don't engagement farm. We don't do any bullshit. And it's a lot tougher to make it without doing some of that stuff, which is it's a really ass backwards system that rewards buffoonery, it rewards those for being the loudest.
Max, if you want to see buffoonery, go look at one of the charts in the Discord. That's not Evan Casey's chart, but it's some guy that he likes his chart, and it is mental illness, and I can't get over it. I can't get over it.
Where is it?
It is
Oh, here it
mental.
is. Oh my
illness.
dude, yeah.
Where
Yeah,
is
man.
it?
I've seen, dude, you know who's posting that? The guy that you always troll over text to me, and I said when Bitcoin makes an all-time high, you should tweet that picture of his face.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know who I'm talking about? For real?
Yeah.
He's got the same exact thing mapped out.
You can't call for $1,000 and then $1 million. Like, this is literally just an engagement farm. Like,
What?
who is falling for this? No. Shouts
Well, think
out
about it, man. If
blockchain
you're
backer.
brand new to crypto,
Evan,
man,
no. Go ahead, Max.
if you're brand new to crypto and some guy, how many followers does that guy have? I don't even know. who he is.
300,000.
Jesus.
Okay, and some guy has 300,000
Mental
YouTube
illness.
subscribers, and he's telling you that we're doomed and it's over. There's a pretty high probability that you're at a minimum going to just sit on the sidelines out of fear. And ultimately, what he's doing is he's going to cause those people that he's scaring right now to buy back in significantly higher, which unfortunately means that they're going to be buying coins from guys like us and our community that have bought Bitcoin and ETH and Sol and all these, these tickers we talk about on a daily basis. They are unfortunately exit liquidity because they fall into the trap of finding the biggest loudest marketers that don't actually understand trading,
and then those guys will tell, I told you so, we were going so high.
Yeah. He's going to say, oh, this was a hypothetical. I was just sharing.
I gave you 100x. I gave you this and I gave you this. Follow me for more.
Oh man.
Like, it's already happening here. That's the funny part. We were calling for all of these moves, right? And then all these guys that were completely wrong come out and say, I gave you this and I gave you this. And people are like, oh my God, yes, master.
For real.
Well, it's usually just that one dude who posts that same tweet over and over again. Like, I gave you this, this, and this at these prices.
Yeah.
Like, that's his only marketing ploy.
It's Mac and BTC, man.
Yeah,
it's a
that dude's a
clown.
scam.
I know of one lady that does this. One certain lady does this.
Yeah, I know you've called her out before, Jack. You've got a funny name for her, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyways, back to this chart, man. It's quite. This is the one that I was posting when we were down here on this retest, and I was using that Eminem quote, like, "Listen, if you only had one shot or one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted in one moment, would you grasp?" It's like something like, would you take it? Capture, yeah, or just let it slip. And everyone just let it slip, man. So
too much mom spaghetti, Jack. Is too much
mom spaghetti.
Yeah.
But like, look at it, right? The timing from the bottom lines up. The structure lines up. Look at these several blocks. This is the 200 moving average band. So you have the bull market, right? You get the sort of and what I found absolutely amazing is how they never happen exactly the same. But when you sort of zoom out, you can see it's the same, right? But it's kind of different. So like here, you got this sort of like asymmetric triangle, and then the blow off top. Here you got the blow off top here, but you got the retrace, and then you got the final upside, just like here, right? Then you get the sell-off, the first big sell-off, the scary one. And then you get the complacency bounce. You get it here. It happens where? Right below the 200 moving averages, right? Then you get the full-on bear market, right? It happens here. And then look what happens. We are below it. And here, look how long it takes right here. It takes way longer, way longer. Here it was way quicker. But then, look, the upside here is quicker, but we only spent lesser time there than we did above here. But then we spend way, because these two took way lesser time than this entire time right here, right? So let's actually try to do. Let's actually try to do. Where is the tool? Right here. So we're gonna take this and then extrapolate it to here, right? And you see that this whole time was all the way down here. So anyways, at some point, you get below it. You get, again, you get above the 200 moving average here. Then you got below it, just like here, right? Then obviously you get the upside, you get the COVID, right? Forget the COVID. And this is like the fake out. This is the bear market fake out. And then you get the upside, which is right here. Then you reclaim, you reclaim the low of the complacency bonds, right? Clear higher time frame SR. So that was right here. And then we get this upside. So it's absolutely undeniable. Undeniable. Look at these two lows during the bear market, how it swept them. It's absolutely undeniable where we are. And we can argue about the magnitude of the upside. Like, do we go all the way up there? Do we just, go and sweep the high? Maybe. Maybe it happens in a way where like it doesn't happen this quick, and instead of this bounce, right? What happens is that like we go here, and then we spend more time in here, but then we way quicker reprice to these prices, right? It can happen slightly different, but the outcome is the same. And I'm saying you have, even if we were to extend this one a little bit, because we are slightly earlier this cycle, so maybe we extend it and let's say half of 2025, maybe even if it lasts like end of 25. I do not think that's long, to be honest. But like,
I think
just
we're probably
taking
topped.
this.
I think we're probably topped by end of Q1 2025. Honestly, I think we're
Yeah.
like 365 days away from a new cycle top.
Possibly, Max. But
Yeah.
still, 20K, like anything 10 to 20, well, let's say anything 10 to 30K, right? That's like your distribution range, in my opinion. But why cheating your bags down here? I don't get it. Higher time frame wise, right? This is weekly. It takes time to play out. Right? I mean, I get it, right? If you are spending time here, you are on the, M1 time frame, and you're like, oh my god, it's over, or like, oh, we are so oversold, overbought, sorry. Then yeah, but on the weekly, man, oh my god. And what people do not get is, and I see this so often, is they're like, everyone is so bullish, and they are living in the eco bubble of Twitter, but the demand is just so high, and the supply is diminishing by the day. It's just, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the sentiment is if there is simply no supply left. That's what's happening right now. It's not my subjective feeling, as many of these other guys. It's really the data, the raw data. Everyone's running out of Bitcoin to sell.
There's only 21 million, Jackus. Did you know that?
I heard it somewhere, but it's a FUD. It has no intrinsic value, so.
Yeah, well, Peter Schiff, I don't know if you know who he is, but he's a pretty famous investor. He understands what a real store of value is, which is gold. I'm not sure you know what gold or Peter Schiff is, but he said that Bitcoin is going to zero. So I don't like it. I don't think it's good, Jackus. I just think you should be careful, man. You should just buy some gold.
I'm gonna quickly, while you talk, Max, I'm gonna quickly look up for something. You will love this, man.
I'm excited to see it. I'm very excited.
It's like when people laugh, I absolutely loved when you used those, YouTube engagement charts on our channels, and the Google Trends, right, and so forth. I find those to be so valuable. It's just, it's not like a holy grail. You wanna, look for multiple things, but it's one piece of a puzzle. It's a great tool. And listen, right here, I'm loading this, right? And whenever you get these, it's amazing. It's amazing how this works. I don't know if you know Real Robini.
I don't even know who that is. No.
Really?
Uh-uh.
So he is kind of like Michael Burry, because he called the 2008 crash. Okay, he did that. Respect to that. But it's a one call, and I do not know all his track record, right? But he
Thank you
just
for the support,
is.
Limitless. Very, very, very. It's heartwarming to see comments like this. You are the fuel in my car, man. You are the reason we do this, man. Thank you so much for the support.
What the fuck?
He's just trolling, man. He likes you, Jackus. You are the wind in my sails, Limitless. you make it all happen. Sorry, Jackus. I just saw that comment and had to showcase it. You keep going. My bad. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No worries. So he actually that's kind of surprising. You guys do know about it, but he was in the Congress speaking about against BTC. Like you guys probably noticed JP Diamond talking there, right, against BTC.
Yeah.
So he was there too. He has a quite large following, and he is a host to many shows often. And he just always gets so euphoric about BTC crashing down in each cycle. He's just always been the best counter indicator. And this is actually my tweet that I posted live back then. And I posted I wonder what could go wrong. And boy, did it go wrong again.
And see, there's actually more signal in having a fade list than there is a good follow list. Not actually, but you understand the point. I said it earlier when we were talking about Capo's posts. I was like, it's actually an important part of like the crypto ecosystem. Having guys that are just religiously offsides no matter what and just stubborn. And you see guys like this, usually when these guys come out of the woodworks and start making fun of Bitcoin, it's usually a pretty good sign.
It's exactly, it's not like the first bad tweet they do about Bitcoin, right? It's not if they like, let's say BTC would drop 10-20% a day, or like this week, and they would come out and say like, hey, BTC has dropped minus 20%. That's good for the lower time frame, bonds or anything. But when they come out and be euphoric after minus 75% drop, and they're like, this Ponzi house of cards is collapsing. Like this sentence is telling you that like they are confirmed it's over. The whole, again, as he says it, the Ponzi, like he calls everything a Ponzi that has collapsed. He is getting euphoric here. These types of tweets are for the cycle. There are tweets that are good for the local swings, but here with this language, it's a cycle bottom call. And I talked about him because you mentioned Peter Schiff.
Yeah, Peter Schiff's a good one too, man. There's not as much signal in him anymore because he's just always talking about it. But when he gets really loud, it's usually a good signal. But guys, I think this is where we're gonna wrap it up. It's Friday. Been here for a while. Thanks so much for being here and tuning in, guys. Before you go, if you could please like and subscribe if you are new here. This is Market Check brought to you by Because Bitcoin, our daily live YouTube show. We are live Monday through Friday at 10:55 a.m. Eastern time. Before you guys go, consider checking out the first link in the description below. It will take you to our website where you can browse our premium offerings and read reviews. Right now, it's a kick-ass Discord. You will absolutely love it. It's $149.99 per month, so $5 per day. We do 2 hours a day of private live voice calls with the entire team and community. We guide you through everything that we are seeing in the markets twice a day. You will not miss a damn thing if you're paying attention. We also share premium analysis and active positions that we don't talk about here on YouTube or on X. So consider checking it out sooner rather than later, because the price is going to go up dramatically very soon. When we drop our new flagship product called the BB Terminal, which is basically a Bloomberg terminal, but for crypto guys, it's going to be bundled together with the Discord. When that new product, the BB Terminal, drops, it's going to be bundled together with the Discord. So if you want to get into the Discord right now and be grandfathered into the current price of $149 per month, we will honor that forever, by the way. Like, as long as you don't cancel, that'll be honored. You're getting in very cheap before prices go up dramatically. So at least consider checking it out. Try it out. You'll also be given early access to be part of the beta testing team for the BB terminal. So if you want to, again, take your trading to the next level, see behind the curtain on what all of us are doing in these markets, plus Wabi, who's not on this show, consider checking it out sooner rather than later, because prices are going up soon and it's a fantastic experience. We're now pushing like 200 members or something like that. So really fantastic. But yeah, with that said, I'm going to kick it over to our man Snorlax to say a final farewell.
All right, guys. Yeah, no, thanks again for tuning in. As always, wrapping up our week. Happy Friday once again. Happy afternoon if you're an American. Evening, or happy afternoon if you're a European, I should say. Happy morning, good morning if you're wrapping up your morning with us if you're an American. But as always, guys, we appreciate that continued support of our brand. Before we end the show, I want to touch on our programming here real quickly. Of course, Market Check will return not tomorrow, but Monday, every weekday, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern time. I mean, I'm sure you guys are aware if you tune in regularly, but we talk charts, we talk markets, and we have a lot of fun doing it. We will throw the agger up sometimes on Friday, like today. And of course, a reminder that one more time that there is no second best daily YouTube live stream to talk about these markets. But additionally, our flagship show is live Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday with around 4:15, 4:30 Eastern time start. That's a Twitter space hosted by the one and only King Wabi, with exceptional guests on every day, every week. They talk markets from everything to equities, crypto, general market opinions, and then of course everything down to funding rates and meme coins. So it has a bit of everything, but it's a great time. So definitely make sure to tune in for that. But that's all from us, guys. We'll see you on Monday, like I said, for another episode of Market Check. For our Giga Chads, we'll see you this afternoon. But let's finish the week strong. And yeah, guys, let's have a great weekend. Thanks again.
Salud.